Hello everyone, so I'm Karen Santos and today I'm gonna talk about my journey to zero waste living. I think in my previous talks I forgot to share this part and I believe it's so important because ito yung reason kung bakit dumating ako sa point na to, and this was last 2017 when I celebrated my 27th birthday in Cebu. So the highlight of this solo trip was swimming with the whale sharks. Then after that, I started thinking, I think we should be more serious about protecting the marine life. It was also in 2017 when I learned more about plastic waste in the ocean since the mainstream media began covering these environmental issues. On the same year, I decided to try eating more fruits and vegetables. I stopped eating red meat for 2 years, but I'm eating chicken and beef now for health reasons, just to be transparent, okay? So I'm like semi-vegetarian or flexitarian, but I never went back to eating pork. This continued in Japan, my zero waste journey. Zero waste Kamikatsu town. I'm not sure if you've heard about this zero waste village in Japan, but this village is so cool. I was able to visit Kamikatsu town in Tokushima, Japan, a month before my contract ended. I've been watching videos about this zero waste village even before I went to work as a native English teacher in Japan. So I stayed at the most beautiful spot in Kamikatsu. So beautiful. Like Airbnb, but then it's owned by a Japanese couple where tea farmers gather for lunch or afternoon snack. However, it's listed under a Japanese website. So the only way to book a room is by sending an email. But actually their Gmail account, since they're old, it's being managed by the owner of Cafe Polestar. I didn't know that until I dropped by this cafe before going to the accommodation. All residential homes and business establishments in Kamikatsu practice zero waste living, which is amazing. Kamikatsu, they serve the best green tea and orange juice. My favorite part, those upcycled glass bottles turned into chandelier. This is the Kamikatsu Recycling Center. There's no waste collection in Kamikatsu. Everyone drives to the recycling center to drop off and sort their non-biodegradable waste. At home, residents do composting for their biodegradable waste. It's very organized, so everything's labeled, all sorted and cleaned before getting transported to the recycling companies or factories. And also, I just want to say that I was a bit surprised because I was expecting that they're doing everything in Kamikatsu. They're just segregating. The main task of the people of Kamikatsu is to segregate the waste. After that, they just forward it to the respective recycling companies or factories all around Japan. It's not just one place that they bring these items to. It depends on the item, okay? It can be a little expensive, but the local government of Tokushima is the one financing this operations. I've actually compiled the photos, all the photos and the videos I took in Kamikatsu. Maybe I can send you the link later. This is the thumbnail. The title is Zero Waste Town Kamikatsu, Tokushima, Japan. They were only responsible for segregating non-biodegradable waste. Sila yung nagbabayad dun sa factories para i-recycle yung items nila. And most of the items are like that. Kakaunti lang yung items na yung factories yung nagbabayad sa kanila. The local government of Tokushima pays for all these. It's a very important thing to note. Okay, so after a month, I went back home. Everything's different. How did I continue? Because it was easy in Japan since they're already recycling some items, and when it comes to biodegradable in the city, we don't do composting in Japan. Marami pa rin kailangan i-improve. They don't recycle all the plastic, okay? They just segregate it, collect it, but then some types of plastic can no longer be recycled. The challenge after coming back to Manila, of course, everything's different when I came back home. And I'm no longer living alone, and my family isn't familiar with the Zero Waste Initiative. It's easy when you're living alone because you can live on your own terms. But then, it's really challenging when you're with other people living under one roof and they're not very concerned about this issue, or they're not aware on how to be part of the solution. We should take it as a challenge because it's normal, and we're gonna be converting a lot of people into this kind of practice, so we need to be extra patient. I tried not to be too hard on myself, and I cannot influence my family if we always fight about it. I just started with small changes in my daily life, and these were in the pre-pandemic days. This is supposed to be 30 days, but I think I only had 20 or 21 days, so let's see. I tried bringing my own spoon and fork, my own water bottle, shopping bag, and tried making a few switches, the easy ones. So this cotton swabs from the plastic stem to wooden stem, and then I've been using the washable mask. Before, I recommended dining in instead of takeout, but it's different now. Repeat outfits, yeah, it's easy. Going strawless, you can buy reusable straw. I'm not sure if I like the silicone type better because it lasts longer and you can clean it. Day 9. This is all about products that you can use longer. This is actually tawas, the Dionut, but the smoother type. Be careful, I dropped this and it broke. So, yun. Huwag niyo ibabagsak yung Dionut nyo. Refuse cup lids, applicable in the pre-pandemic days because right now we need to cover everything, right? So that it won't be contaminated. I'm bringing my own handkerchief. Day 12, cotton balls instead of makeup wipes. Yeah, I still do this. And day 13, buying products in bigger packs. So let's avoid the thingy or retail. Day 14, support businesses that recycle items. In Japan, Lush takes back the containers and they give me freebies. And day 15, repurpose or reuse plastic containers. Day 16, adventure versus shopping. But right now, we're all doing shopping, online shopping. Arts and craft versus toys for kids. Yes, still applicable. Look for alternatives for day 19. I use baking soda for cleaning and as body scrub, but for body scrub, do it once a week only. Day 20, buy in bulk. Day 21, finish your food. Now, this is the biggest question. Kasi especially, di ba, nagka-typhoon or flood. Tapos, we had to send out relief goods. And most of these packages are in plastic packaging. And also in water bottles, right? Yung water nila. We need to be, safe. We need them to be safe. We need to feed them. But then, these have to be uncontaminated. Kaya we need to be very careful. Limitations and restrictions during the pandemic. Most people around the world were forced to stay home due to the rapid spread of COVID-19. E-commerce and delivery services became the main economic drivers and the most reliable source of help for customers worldwide. We know this. But it has also worsened the plastic pollution crisis. Okay? So we need to rethink how we do online shopping, online selling, e-commerce in general. How do we move forward with all these major challenges? I'm not gonna give you specifics. I will suggest groups, organizations, and things that we can do in general. Tapos, let's continue na lang or let's do our own homework. I will not be able to share with you everything. Pero by checking out these groups, you'll be able to learn more and you'll be part of, a bigger community that will encourage you to live zero waste during this pandemic. First one, Buhay Zero Waste. They also have a group for donations, asking and giving donations. For the women, we have Menstrual Cup Users Philippines. This group is very useful. There's actually a product called Period Underwear. They only sell that in the United States. That's the thing. It's expensive. Yeah, hopefully someone will be able to produce it locally. It would be really, really nice. Especially menstrual cups is like a struggle to use. Perpetual Kalikasan. So, like one of the organizers of this webinar. It's really nice to see youth taking part in this kind of advocacy. EcoBricks Philippines by Sir Dan. I kept thinking about ways to, solve this plastic pollution, and this is one. I believe this started in Indonesia. The founder of, EcoBricks. Sir Dan has been going around the country for the past few years. I'm not sure how many years, and it's really good. The most important part of this advocacy is training youth volunteers into becoming youth leaders. So the youth is more exposed to and knowledgeable of the new technology and the latest trends. Our youth volunteers are the very people who drive this advocacy forward. I make time for what's important and you are one of them. So the challenge. We need to encourage the LGUs to pass ordinances that will promote zero-waste lifestyle and encourage businesses to use less plastic packaging and produce durable and quality products that would last longer. Set up recycling centers in every city and recycling factories in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So ito yung mga pangarap ko po. Help communities in upcycling non-biodegradable items and turn it into a profitable livelihood business. For this time, for the pandemic, we need to do a little upgrade on this, like use social media to promote the business and to do the business in general. Kailangan natin i-upgrade yung mga previous models na ginagamit natin. Last one, raise awareness and teach residents how to do zero waste. I saw how effective it would be kung nag-initiate talaga yung local government. But then, iba-iba kasi yung case. Like, for example, in Kamikaze, they have cars, diba? So, they don't do collection. But then, in the Philippines, we need to do that. And it was shared by Sir Dan before na it's very important to utilize or to include the junk shops, magbobote. So, they will be the core of this waste collection, segregation service in every community. So yung mga junk shops and magbobote, they will be a vital part of this. Pwede rin yung private sector. Actually, may mga nakikita ako ngayon. But focus muna tayo dun sa isang factor. The cooperation of the LGUs is an important determinant of the success of our zero-waste advocacy. We must encourage them in the most respectful way. Anger will not take us far. Okay, so this is not something political. I just know that we need to acknowledge that local government is important. I want cooperation between volunteers and the local government for us to be able to train the residents, all the Filipinos in this country. That's the only way to do it. Cooperation. Yun yung most powerful and most effective way to drive this advocacy forward. I need us to be more careful on how we deliver our message. Okay, we should try to be less offensive or not offensive at all. Our tone should be a teaching tone. We should not judge other people. We should not condemn them if they're not doing it yet. Maraming reasons kung bakit hindi yun nagagawa. And like even for me, even for us, I believe it's a challenge. It's difficult. I just want to read this quote from Anne Marie. I think this is the perfect words of encouragement and conclusion to this presentation. We don't need a handful of people doing zero waste perfectly. We need millions of people doing it imperfectly. Alright, so this is the end of my presentation. Shoot me an email for question, invites, or collabs. ms@karen.santos@gmail.com. Thank you for your time. I hope you learned something new today. Thank you so much. Goodbye.